Hi, everybody. So this is part 2 of Mercury Retrograde series, where I'll go through some tips that you can use during this 3-week transit to help you deal with any frustrations that may arise. So Mercury Retrograde is known to break some things and can lead to some frustrating times, right? So hopefully these tips will help you get through any of those. First thing to know is that Mercury Retrograde has less an effect on you if you were born during a Mercury Retrograde. And you can look that up. I like the website astro-charts.com. That one's very clear and it will tell you if you were born during a Mercury Retrograde. So if you are one of those people that are like never affected by it, look it up because you may have been born during one. But the first tip I have for you is just be aware that it's occurring, right? Know the dates it starts, know the date it stops, and just be aware so that if things start breaking, say your printer goes on the fritz or your email server goes down, you can just be like, okay, that's Mercury Retrograde. Just being aware will lessen any frustration that it can occur. And then my second tip is when things do break or if they break, take it as a time to take a break yourself, right? So as the computer is resetting or the iPhone's rebooting, reset yourself. Take some deep breaths, perhaps connect with nature, connect back with your body. A lot of times when we're dealing with these frustrations, especially around the computer and technology, it can really kind of spin us out of control, right? So reconnect with yourself. Right. The third tip I have is read everything twice, right? So a lot of people say to not sign contracts during Mercury retrograde. I actually don't believe that. I believe that you should just read everything 2-3 times, know the details, slow down when you're reading it, read the fine print, know what you're getting into, right? So slow down. That's really important. Leads me to my fourth tip, which is slow down your communications. So when you're doing a speech or you're speaking to a camera or you're just talking to your friends, slow down. Try and pace the conversation a bit, right? So notice if you kind of get spun out and a little spacey, take a deep breath. Give yourself space, give the person you're talking to space to hear their thoughts, to come up with something more clear in your mind, right? We have to be clear in our mind before we can communicate clearly to others. So give yourself time for that. All right, my next tip is always look at how you can rebuild, right? So if something does break, right, think about how you can restore it even better. You can strengthen the foundation, rebuild it better, right? It's always an opportunity. And then my last tip for you is confirm plans. I don't know how many stories I've heard of people missing flights because it's Mercury retrograde or thinking they were meeting somebody for lunch at 2 and really they were meeting them at noon across town. So double check your plans always, just because there's all these like funky things that can happen during Mercury retrograde when we're dealing with communications. But always look at everything as an opportunity to get better, to rebuild better, to reset, and to become ultimately more aligned. And so those are my tips for you. I'm going to do a third video on some tools you can use, including crystals, to help you get through this 3-week transit. So talk soon.